Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. To start this makeup tutorial, I am first applying the Cover FX Anti-Acne Mattifying Primer. Here I'm pressing it into my T-zone. Then I'm going to use a new foundation that I've never tried before. It's the Dermacol, but this one is in color number 207. I know 208 has been widely acclaimed here on YouTube. And at first I started applying it with my NYX Beauty Blender, but I really did not like how it worked. So then I just went in with the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush and it looked so much better. Then I went in with the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Illuminate in light underneath my eyes, spreading that out with my fingers. And then taking the tip of the Beauty Blender to take out any harsh edges. I'm going to set that with the e.l.f. Prime and Stay Finishing Powder in Fair. And I'm just using an e.l.f. blush brush for that. Pressing that underneath the eye. Then I set my entire face with a fluffy powder brush using the NYX Set It and Don't Fret It Matte Finishing Powder. Gonna groom my brows into place before I go in with the Inspire Duo Brow Powder in dark brown. First I take the lighter shade and fill in the front half of my brows. Then I'm gonna go in with the darker color to shade and add the arch to the latter half of my eyebrows. Grooming that through, blending it out. Then taking the NYX Control Freak Setting Brow Gel, I'm just going to brush through my brows. You can see here that I'm brushing up and then brushing the ends over. I'm going to speed this up for you on the other eyebrow just so you can see the entire process really quickly. Moving on to contouring and bronzing, using the Wet n Wild Dolce de Leche contouring palette on a Wet n Wild brush. Just going to swirl that on the sides of my cheeks, my temples, and then on the tip of my nose. Then taking a smaller e.l.f. contouring brush, just going to contour my nose by going down the sides, and then you'll also see me kind of round out the button tip of my nose. Going in with the lighter color of this Duo contour palette, I'm going to undercut my cheekbones. This next part is a little unorthodox. I take a $1 eyeliner from e.l.f. in this color Coffee and put it in my mouth to warm it up, while I blush my cheeks with the Wet n Wild Rosé Champagne blush. Now that the liner is warmed up, I'm going to apply some faux freckles in the areas that people usually get freckles. Mostly in the areas I have also added my contouring powder, because if you look at people with freckles, it's usually on where the sun hits them, so I try to make it look like I'm tan in those areas. Going in with fingers, just going to tap those out to blend them and make them seem almost as if they're sunk into my skin. I like to apply my highlighter after, and this is one of my favorite highlighters. It's the Wet n Wild Bronzer in Reserve Your Cabana. Using that in all the places you usually use it. Oh my god, it's so gorgeous. And then I take the ColourPop highlighter in Lunch Money and add that to the tip of my nose, the high points of my cheeks, and my Cupid's bow. I like to apply highlighter after I do freckles, just because then it adds a little layer of makeup over the top, so once again it looks more realistic. Setting my whole face with, of course, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray. And then I'm just going to pat out any droplets that may have gotten on my face. Moving on to eyes, I start with the e.l.f. Mineral Eyeshadow Primer and just sweep that all over the lid up to the brow bone and blend that out with my finger. To set that, I take the NYX Nude Matte Shadow in Lap Dance. Taking that on a C domed brush from e.l.f., just going to pack that all over the lid. This also provides some extra coverage. Starting off with the Makeup Geek Shadow in Beaches and Cream, which is a couple shades darker than the Lap Dance shade, just going to sweep that across my crease. You can see I go a little bit over than just the roundness of my eye. To start with color, I go with the ColourPop Paper Tiger on my Bugatti brush and just apply this to my entire lid in circular motions. Then with the Modern Renaissance palette, I go in with a ColourPop brush and use the colors Golden Ochre and Burnt Orange on the outer corner of my eye, just to deepen that outer corner and give it a little bit more contoured shape. Using the same shadows, I go in with a rounded eyeshadow brush on my lower lash line. Using that same crease brush with Beaches and Cream again, I blend out the lower lash line colors and continue to blend out on my crease. I go in with Vermeer and highlight my brow bone. Flat shader brush, I am using Tempera to highlight my inner corner. It's very subtle. I'm not going to do a wing, but with the liner I am going to be doing just a small line because I'm going to be putting on falsies and I want there to be extra wiggle room for the falsies to sit. Curling my lashes, adding my current favorite mascara, the Essence Falsies Mascara, while I'm looking down into a mirror to prevent any kind of smudges on my eyeshadow that I worked so hard on. Lining my waterline with the Honeydew liner just to make me look more awake from ColourPop, and then taking the e.l.f. Lengthening and Volumizing Mascara for my lower lashes. This was the hardest part for me. I struggled so hard because I never ever wear falsies. I cut out so much footage there. But here I am taking the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit Liquid Lipstick in Give Me Mocha. And here's the finished look. I think this would look really good paired with even a nude lip or a brown lip. It's really up to you what your comfort zone is. I really enjoyed this. I love these colors on myself because I feel like they bring out the green in my eyes. Thanks for joining me, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Look, it's JonTron. I thought they could have met. I thought they could. They're supposed to be scary, Julie. Am I kissing it? Ew, just looking on it. Oh. So many of these bats.
Ugh.
I don't know, guys. I don't